Is it possible to see into the future or receive messages from beyond time and space? For centuries, prophets and seers have brought remarkable visions about the fate of humanity. For 2025, they predict drastic changes and disasters, including a great war and the collapse of a powerful empire. Among the best-known prophets, Michel de Nostradamus, the famous 16th century French astrologer, continues to impress. Nostradamus published La Prophecies in 1555, in which he predicted a devastating earthquake, hitting the coast of Japan and causing a destructive tsunami. Recently, the 7.5 magnitude earthquake in Ishikawa has reignited the debate about the accuracy of his prophecies. In addition, he warned of a great famine caused by pestilential waves, possibly referring to tsunamis that would devastate agricultural areas. Nostradamus, educated from an early age by his grandfather in astrology and Jewish traditions, showed remarkable intelligence from childhood, learning Latin, Greek, Hebrew, and mathematics. His upbringing and worldview shaped his premonitions. But did his childhood really inform his extraordinary predictions? At the age of 14, Nostradamus entered the University of Avignon to study medicine, but had to drop out due to an outbreak of bubonic plague. He then traveled the countryside, researching herbal remedies and working as an apothecary. In the context of the 16th century, marked by disease, plagues, and a strong presence of astrology and the occult, Nostradamus stood out as a plague doctor, using innovative methods for the time. Later, in 1522, he entered the University of Montpellier, where he completed his doctorate in medicine, Latinizing his name to Nostradamus. Rejecting traditional medical practices such as bloodletting and mercury potions, he prioritized hygiene, the removal of corpses, and the use of rose pills, rich in vitamin C, which relieved mild cases of the plague. His progressive methods and remarkable results made him a local celebrity and secured financial support from the people of Provence. While fighting the plague, Nostradamus accumulated experiences that would shape his journey as a seer, leading him to write prophecies that intrigue the world to this day. But what knowledge did he acquire during this period that would influence his mystical predictions? Nostradamus' prophecies dealt with general events, such as natural disasters and conflicts, common occurrences throughout history. Some believe that he foresaw momentous events such as the death of Henry II, the French Revolution, the rise of Napoleon and Hitler, and even the September 11th attacks. In 1554, his visions gained prominence in the almanacs, and he decided to compile 10 volumes of prophecies, planning to cover 2 millennia. The first, Les Prophecies, was released in 1555 with enigmatic and vague predictions, allowing for varied interpretations. Skeptics argue that this ambiguity facilitates retroactive adjustments to connect the text to specific events, fueling debates about their accuracy. Nostradamus' prophecies continue to captivate for their combination of mystery and historical popularity, even though they face religious criticism for their alleged involvement with the occult. Although Les Prophecies is unfinished, its first volume brought immediate fame and consolidated its influence on popular culture. Over the centuries, scholars and enthusiasts have tried to unravel its enigmatic verses, connecting them to historical and contemporary events. A widely cited example is the Great Fire of London in 1666. Nostradamus wrote in the 2nd century, Quatrain 51, "The blood of the righteous will be demanded of London, burned by fire in the year 66. Many believe that this passage describes the tragic event, with London burned by fire alluding to the fire, and the old woman representing the city, often symbolized as a woman. Despite the criticism and controversy, the work of Nostradamus remains intriguing and widely debated. Interpretations of Nostradamus' quatrains are extremely subjective, and many argue that his vague language allows for retroactive associations to historical events. However, the connection between his prophecy and the Great Fire of London of 1666 still intrigues, even under skepticism. Another striking example is the association with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Nostradamus wrote of scourges the like of which have never been seen in 2 cities, and many believe that this describes the devastation of the atomic bombs during the Second World War. The stone in the tree could allude to the shape of the mushroom cloud or the contradiction of a bomb appearing in the sky, while famine within the plague could be a reference to the suffering caused by radiation. Although these fascinating interpretations arouse curiosity, they depend on willingness to believe. What about Nostradamus' predictions for this year? Get ready to explore what's to come. We are on the verge of important events this year, and it might be wise for you to pay attention to the events to come. The year 2025 has got off to an unpredictable start, and there are indications that some of Nostradamus' prophecies may come true. The first prediction highlights that dry lands will become even more arid, while major floods will occur elsewhere. Nostradamus warned of the consequences of climate change, suggesting that these transformations will continue to severely impact our planet. Increasing aridity in various regions can be attributed to rising temperatures and changing weather patterns, while extreme events such as hurricanes, typhoons, and heavy rainfall lead to devastating floods. These phenomena are directly linked to global warming, causing population displacement and widespread damage. In this context, the prophecies seem to be a call to action, highlighting the urgency of tackling environmental issues and reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Nostradamus also predicted that no abbots, no monks, no novices to learn. Honey costs much more than candle wax. So high the price of wheat, that man is stirred, his neighbor to eat. These words could symbolize an economic decline in prosperous countries, aggravated by social conflicts and financial instability. The forecast suggests that the search for natural resources, such as water, will become a priority, leading many people to migrate to areas richer in water resources. Lack of preparation could bring regrets in the future, especially against a backdrop of disputes between states over water and basic resources. Another intriguing prophecy for 2025 involves the health of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Nostradamus predicts that this will be a turbulent year for the leader, marked by significant challenges to his health. These events could intensify political instability in a Russia already facing internal and external tensions. These predictions by Nostradamus, although subject to interpretation, serve as a reminder of the complexity and uncertainties of the world we live in. Nostradamus' prophecies often carry an enigmatic tone and are open to multiple interpretations, which makes it difficult to determine the exact nature, timing, or severity of the events predicted. Regarding Vladimir Putin, he points to possible health problems in 2025, but without offering precise details. The prediction also mentions a successor with evil intentions, born under the same Chinese zodiac sign, who would be close to Putin and could take advantage of his weakness to try to usurp power. This figure, described as a confidant, would bring instability to the Russian leadership, generating turbulence both at home and abroad. The resulting scenario would be one of uncertainty and tension, further destabilizing Russia and impacting global politics. Another of Nostradamus' disturbing prophecies for this year relates to the world economy. He predicts a transition in the balance of power and wealth, leading to uncertainty in global leadership and instability in currencies, which will seek answers in new directions. Nostradamus also suggests that India will emerge as a central power in reshaping the geopolitical and financial landscape in 2025. This prediction reflects India's growing influence in the world, sustained by its robust and diversified economy, a rapidly expanding population, and an increasingly relevant strategic position. The country, with its large and dynamic youth contingent, has a demographic dividend that puts it in a favorable position to drive economic growth and innovation. In addition, ongoing economic reforms, investments in infrastructure, and the emphasis on developing digital technologies reinforce India's role as a protagonist on the global stage. These transformations have the potential to place the country at the center of decisions that will shape world economic policies and trends. Finally, Nostradamus presents perhaps the most intriguing prediction of all, the possible discovery or revelation of the existence of an extraterrestrial civilization. This challenging and mysterious idea reinforces the prophet's reputation as a figure who raises profound questions and visions of a future full of surprises. In the writings and quatrains of Nostradamus, There are allusions that some interpret as references to possible contacts with beings from other planets or dimensions. These passages, which mention beings from heaven and strange ships, have generated debate and speculation, especially among scholars who investigate the prophet's works and the phenomenon of extraterrestrial life. One of the passages often associated with the idea of alien civilizations is found in the 2nd century, Quatrain 30, which states, "When the great pontiff changes his residence, and the whole world is in commotion, far, far from Rome, people of all classes will be against him." Although this quatrain does not explicitly mention extraterrestrial life, some scholars believe that its words may symbolize a cosmic event or supernatural encounter. In addition to these speculations, other quotes from Nostradamus for 2025 have also generated considerable interest. Two predictions stand out, one about a naval year and the other about the King of the Isles. The naval year, according to Nostradamus, would bring red adversaries who would turn pale with fear, causing dread in the great ocean. This description has been interpreted as a reference to a possible military conflict, especially involving an attack by China on Taiwan. The mention of red adversaries is often associated with the predominant color of the Chinese flag, fueling concerns about a possible confrontation on the global stage and its impact on world stability. Regarding the King of the Isles, Nostradamus predicted that he would not remain in power for long. He stated, "A new king will be anointed who will long appease the earth." Many interpret the King of the Isles as a reference to King Charles III, suggesting that his reign may be short and face significant challenges. The idea of a new king promoting global peace raises questions about the leadership and actions of future monarchs. This prediction about Charles III's reign gains strength when considered alongside Nostradamus' prophecy about the death of Queen Elizabeth II, an event which, according to some, reinforces the accuracy of his visions. As a result, interest and curiosity about the validity of Nostradamus' other predictions is growing, especially those related to global events and prominent figures. In addition to geopolitical issues, one of Nostradamus' prophecies mentions Pope Francis, the current leader of the Catholic Church, suggesting that he could be replaced by another pontiff. However, as is typical of the prophet's predictions, there are no specific details about the timing, circumstances, or implications of this possible succession. This mention of Pope Francis adds an extra layer of mystery, inviting reflection on the future of religious leadership within the Catholic Church. Nostradamus says, "Through the death of a very old pontiff, a Roman of good age will be elected by him. It will be said that he weakens his see, but for a long time he will sit in biting activity." This prophecy suggests the rise of a new pope, possibly a younger one, and a possible weakening of the Church's power, which raises the hypothesis of a period of decline for the institution. This idea harks back to St. Malachi's ancient prophecy about the last pope, bringing up a debate that fascinates many. Despite the criticism he received over the years, Nostradamus remained steadfast in his beliefs and in his quest to reveal the mysteries of the future. When he died in 1566, he had already left a legacy of enigmatic verses that continue to challenge scholars and the curious to this day. His predictions remain open to interpretation, dividing those who believe in them as glimpses of the future and those who dismiss them as mere coincidences. The question of the credibility of Nostradamus' prophecies remains a personal one. For some, they are visions of an inevitable future, while others consider them to be figments of the imagination. The truth about his predictions will only be revealed with time. What we can do is analyze past events in the light of his words to try to better understand the man and the lasting impact of his work. Nostradamus' prophecies challenge us to decipher the hidden meanings in his verses, offering an intriguing vision of the future. His predictions, which deal with the death of notable figures and the threat of natural or man-made disasters, have fascinated and frightened people throughout history, sparking debate and fueling a mixture of hope and fear. As we move forward in time, Nostradamus' predictions continue to resonate, reminding us of the mystery that unites the past, the present, and the future. The air of anticipation that surrounds his prophecies suggests that what is to come could be transformative, profoundly affecting the collective consciousness of our planet. Preparing for what is to come requires curiosity and an open mind, as the secrets revealed could reshape our understanding of time, destiny, and the very nature of our existence. Thank you for watching this video. Leave your like and subscribe to the Living Hope channel on YouTube. Activate notifications by clicking on the bell to receive other publications.